This is Mr. Bass with another tackle bag review. This time it's the bag from Tackle Warehouse, and this is called the Tackle Warehouse Digital Camo Angler Backpack. And it does have a pretty cool digital camo pattern on it. It's a pretty sweet looking backpack, to tell you the truth. Now, Tackle Warehouse has been making something similar to this for quite a few years. This is kind of their new and improved version. One thing that you'll notice right away with this backpack is it's small. Compared to most of the backpacks that I've reviewed, I'd say it's got to be one of the very smallest in the lineup. And yet it still holds three 3700 series tackle boxes, along with some soft plastics and worm bags. And they also claim they have room for a 3600 series box as well in the front that might be used for terminal tackle or something like that. Anyway, it's got a lot of features. It packs a punch to be such a small bag, but I think you'll have to make up your mind whether or not this thing suits your needs. So let's kind of talk about some of the features that this bag has. First and foremost is they talk about the handle. They call it a luggage style handle in that it's just got basically two straps. One has a Velcro wrapper on it, kind of a neoprene wrapper that Velcros around both handles, and that's the way you carry it. And it feels pretty decent as far as the handle goes. The zippers are pretty significant. They're big, beefy zippers. In fact, Tackle Warehouse claims that they are extra tough. Although I did read the comments, and in the comments, one guy talked about how the zipper broke immediately first time he used it. So maybe he just got a bad zipper. But all in all, the zippers really seem to move well. They've got decent string zipper pulls, and they feel better than many of the zippers I've seen on other bags for sure. So I'm going to put a thumbs up on the zippers, at least from what I see. It also has some pretty decent, although like I said it's small, the shoulder straps feel fairly decent, and the back padding, although thin, does feel vented. Now, I did see a few comments where they talked about wearing this bag for long distances is not very comfortable, but then I also saw reports where guys talk about how great it is to throw it on your back riding a bicycle, or if you've got to walk a long ways, or just fishing for the day on the bank. Most of the comments about the shoulder straps were positive. One good thing I can say, in addition to this sternum strap here, there are some D-rings on the shoulder straps, and I like D-rings on the shoulder straps for lanyards, for whistles, for tools, that kind of thing I think is good. Now on the side, this bag also touts, if you notice these mesh pockets, they claim you can use it for a water bottle, which of course my 16-ounce water bottle test, it fits just fine in there. There's an identical one on the other side. And what they say is these are either good for water bottles or as rod holders. So if you notice, they say you can put the rod in the butt of the rod in the water holder pouch, and then they've got a strap here to strap the rod onto the bag. Let me get my two-piece rod and see how it fits in here for you. Okay. We'll drop her in, put the Velcro strap around it. That's definitely holding well, and then you can tighten this down as well, and I would say that that is as good, if not better, than the vast majority of rod holders I've seen on these kind of bags. So they've got one on each side. So if you're thinking about, or one of the things that's important to you is having a rod carrier, I think this passes the test. This bag definitely does that. And of course you can carry 2 water bottles as well if you don't want to carry rods on it. Again, on the outside, there's also on this pocket, there is a place for your pliers. And where are my needle nose pliers? Here they are. And this actually is one of the better pliers holders because it's big enough that the pliers go all the way in. Some of them that I have noticed on bags will hold the pliers out what I think is really kind of too far, but this one is really perfect. That's another plus. That's pretty much the outside items. So let me kind of hit on the pockets now. On the front there is a pocket with a Velcro lid, and this is a rubberized mesh pocket, and it expands. It's got quite a bit of room, so I think you could put a lot of stuff in there and it would probably hold up just fine. Then on this side there is a long pocket. These don't open all the way down or all the way around. That might be a limitation, but it also might be good too, just depends upon your preference. So there's one there and there's one here, and these pockets, nothing particularly fancy about them. They seem to be just good, adequate, standard pockets. Okay, now on the front, this is one of the things that makes this bag unique. The only other bag, and I've done about 10 of these bags so far, the only other bag that I've tested that has something similar to this is the Camo bag. If you fold the lid down, and it's made to go all the way open, which I like, they have these worm binders hanging in here. There's 1, 2 kind of big singles, and then below it there is 1, 2, 3 separate pockets with zippers. Now I think the jury's kind of out on these worm bags. I don't think they're all they're cracked up to be, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. One is my buddy has this bag in the older version, and he said the clips, these round rings, I don't know if I can get in there to show you, these binders are held in with basically round steel rings, and he said they broke very early on in the life of his bag, and so this just became worthless. Also, I have seen similar comments in the reviews about the rings and the bags. I've heard that the bags don't last very long, that they tear out pretty quick, and that this kind of zipper closure fails fairly quick as well. But I didn't check on it, but maybe Tackle Warehouse sells replacements for these worm bags. Another complaint that I had was that these rings that hold the bags get in the way of a box if you're putting a box here. This is also the space where they claim you can put a 3600 series box in there. Let me grab one and see how it fits. 3600 series box fits just fine in there, and it doesn't interfere with the hooks at all or the loops. Now if you got this full of worms, I don't know, you might have to, full of soft plastics, this may not work. So not quite sure on the review. Maybe someone tried to put a 3700 in here. Yeah, you could probably cram a 3700 in here, but then it's definitely going to get in the way of the worm bag loops. So that's probably what that person tried. Now on the inside of this pocket, it has several pre-made pockets for things. Up top here, this is for your fishing license. This here is for a camera, and it's got kind of padding in there to protect the camera or a cell phone. This is a sunglass pocket here. It's padded as well. And then there's another clear zipper pocket in the lid also. In addition to that, they got a place for your keys right here. So they've thought a lot about the angler. In fact, this, I think, in a lot of ways, they've thought about just about everything. I think the big limitation with this bag for a lot of guys is just going to be the fact that it is a small bag. Then when you open it up, it has one big open compartment here, And then it's got some zippered compartments here. This big open compartment, they say, will hold 3 3700s. And I would say it will definitely hold 2. Not sure about 3. The third one would have to kind of compress in on these. There's only space for 2 there. But if you put 2 here, it looks like you could put 1 37 in the front here. Like we showed you, it's just going to interfere with the worm bags. And then these zipper pockets, there's 2 big zipper pockets, and they are clear. You can see you could also put tools in there, you could put snacks, you could put all kinds of stuff. Looks really quite good. So the bag itself is 17 inches tall. It's 10 inches wide this way, I believe, and 13 this way. Anyway, it's 17 by 13 by 10. So it is a little smaller. But really, if you're not wanting something huge, it might be just the ticket. Let me show you compared to the Flambeau Heritage bag, which is a large bag in its class. Look at how it compares in size to this. It's much, much bigger. It really kind of dwarfs this bag. But completely different bags, probably for different purposes, and still an excellent bag. Now I can tell you, my buddy Joe, who I've had in some of my videos, he uses this bag all the time. He fishes from the bank a lot, even though he has his own boat. He also fishes in a lot of other people's boats, team tournaments, that kind of thing. This is the only bag he uses. He loves the bag. He just doesn't like the worm bag piece of it, and so he just uses that compartment for other things. Now on the bottom is still just canvas bottom, so it's not really going to protect from water, but it does have 4 kind of rubber feet that are textured that would kind of grip and might keep it up off the ground a tad, a smidge. So that is the Tackle Warehouse Digital Camo Angler Backpack. It is $69.99, so $70. And so it's definitely one of the cheaper bags in the lineup that I have been looking at. And for the price, for 70 bucks, man, it's got way more features than other cheaper bags. It really, really does. For example, the cheapest bag that I've looked at so far is the H2O Express bag made by Academy Sports, and it's a fine bag. It's like $50, and it's got a lot of nice features and bells and whistles, but this thing blows it away, really, in my opinion. So if you want to go from $50 to $70, spend an extra $20, this bag has a lot more to offer, I believe. That kind of wraps up this bag. I'd really be interested to know what you think of it, especially if you own one. Please share in the comments what you think of it so that other buyers might have info that they could use to make an informed decision. I greatly appreciate your help. I also hope that this video has been informative for you, and if so, please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and share the videos are greatly appreciated. Until next time, this is Mr. Bass. Happy fishing!